Another thing I find very interesting about your approach is your comments on alcohol. And this is
Mm,
something that is right up my street because I've never been a big drinker. In fact,
yeah.
I didn't drink at all at university.
Mm,
Just thought everybody was crazy,
mm,
not just for drinking a little bit of alcohol, but
mm,
the extent to which they did.
yeah. Yeah.
6 nights out of 7, people were getting completely wasted. And I
Yeah.
was hall of residence that I was staying in had a lot of overseas students, and they
Mm,
say, "What is wrong with you, English people? Can
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you not have fun without alcohol? What's the problem?" And
Yeah.
I was like, I completely agree with you. And yet here I am. I was totally isolated
Mm,
in being the person who didn't drink,
yeah.
being able to, sort of get that whole culture. So
Mm.
my question to you, because I've been reading some of your tweets recently, is what do you think is a greater threat to society's health, alcohol or recreational drugs?
Without doubt, alcohol. Like it is like without question, alcohol is the most damaging drug in society, and it's not even close. More damaging than heroin, crack, everything. There was a study in 2010 that looked at, I think I posted the other day, you may have seen it, a list of the most dangerous drugs, and alcohol by far and away in terms of harm to the user and harm to others. So if you think about it, people binge drinking a lot. We see it across the country. Binge drinking can lead to, having your stomach pumped and all of these brain issues and all of these types of things. And even just drinking chronically over a period of time, alcoholic fatty liver disease, liver failure, all these types of things. And in terms of how it affects others, it affects your relationships, it affects the people around you, affects the people that you work with. It's one of those. And what I find incredible is that it's just so freely available.
Mm.
It's just so freely available. If I wanted to go and drink myself to death tonight, I can just go to Sainsbury's or wherever, buy a huge bottle of Jack Daniels and just lie here and drink myself to death and then become another statistic. But then you have, for example, substances like psilocybin, which was literally right at the bottom of that list with like a minimal harm to users. And of course, that's probably whether someone's gone through a bad trip or something like that. But that's something that can enhance people's levels of consciousness, take them to a new level of thinking, healing from, traumatic events. So yeah, I think that, and what I find really interesting about alcohol is that when you bring up how damaging and destructive it is, you always have people who defend it.
Mm.
People defend consumption of alcohol, and I'm just like, there's under no circumstances is there anything good about drinking alcohol. There's no safe level of alcohol to drink. Now, people want to defend it because they realize that they need to have fun or whatever, and that's all well and good. But then that's a deeper issue there. What
Mm.
is it that how come you can't connect with a human being without
Yeah.
ingesting substance to take you to a different level? How come you have to drink alcohol every night? Is it, is there something about your life that you don't like? Do you dislike your job? Are you trying to hide from certain feelings? What is it? But again, people in society don't really want to ask themselves the hard questions to lead themselves towards a better life. So, I had someone the other day who was claiming on Twitter that they retweeted my tweet, which I think they now deleted because they probably realized how stupid it was. They called me what is called a pick me in society. So there's this new thing being called a pick me where you say something which makes you so where you want to appease to everyone. So that she was like, "Oh, I hope you get picked." Basically, me saying that because I'm saying a minimal level of such a toxic substance is that it leads to a better life. I'm trying to appease to people, and it's completely bemusing. And actually, what it shows is that these kinds of people, and they may not want to admit it, they're on they're on the kind of spectrum of being alcoholic. It's as simple as
Yeah.
that. Because if you defend such a known toxic central nervous system depressant, carcinogenic substance, then you are an alcoholic. It's as simple as that. You're addicted to that substance. So yeah, I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, it's every day, and I'm seeing it every day now. I was in an Uber the other day. I think it was Monday, and you just see people, dining al fresco, bottles of wine, champagne everywhere.
Mm.
I'm like, it's Monday. It's not even Friday. It's
Yeah.
Monday. I'm like, and again, it's a deeper rooted issue with society, I think, where people, your book's called Escape the System. People are stuck in a system that they don't really want to be in, but they don't have the kind of determination, the guts, the wherewithal to try and get themselves out of it and create the life that they actually want.
Mm.
So they have to numb themselves to the reality of their situation with substances every single day. But it just creates a vicious cycle because you're stuck in there. So
Yeah, I also think a big part of it, Jeff, is, when do people start drinking? Typically around 15, 16,
yeah,
17, 18, probably under the legal age. I mean, it's not in our country, in England here,
yeah,
for those of you watching from another country, it's not that strictly enforced in terms
no,
of minors having alcohol. And a huge amount of it is just peer pressure at that age.
yes,
It's
yeah,
seen as a way of having fun. Now, I drank my first beer. I thought it was disgusting. I thought, how do people drink this? I thought,
yeah,
how am I going to socialize? Because I can't drink more than one.
mm,
This is
mm,
disgusting. Wine wasn't that much better
yeah,
because, okay, I could take them a bit more, but again, the alcohol content's a lot higher there. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
know I'm not alone in having that first drink of beer and thinking this is disgusting.
yeah, yeah,
No, maybe I'm on the extreme side, but there's got to be 20, 30, 40% of kids who think the same thing,
yeah,
yet will
definitely,
force themselves to do it because they want to be part of that group.
absolutely,
So alongside all the factors you mentioned, I think that's also a huge thing. And as you said, you brilliantly said it, actually, you've just got to have the strength to create your own life, to break out of that system. If you are 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, watching this and thinking that, that's not, you don't really like alcoholic drinks that much, well, then that is the answer, is just having the strength to break out of the system, that particular system, and create your own life. So I'm glad you brought that up. Next controversial question.